Well, today we're smoking a 15-pound prime brisket on the Kamado Joe Classic 2 using the Sloroller. It's gonna be epic and I can't wait. But today's also a special day because I've been invited to be a part of Barbecue Pitmasters of YouTube competition. This is hosted by Smoking Joe's Barbecue. He's awesome, check out his channel. And there's 20 YouTubers going up against each other 2 by 2 for 5 different rounds. And this is round 1. I'm going up against Chef Johnny, who really welcomed me into the barbecue YouTube world. So I'm grateful for him and it's kind of fun going against him. His channel name is Texas Barbecue and Cuisine. And here's the deal, I'm from Oklahoma, he's from Texas. So this is an Oklahoma versus Texas. So let's get into it. We're smoking brisket today. It's gonna be so fun. And also some cool details about this competition is one viewer, because we've got some awesome sponsors and I'll put all that in the description, is gonna give a viewer away a Yoder 640 smoker. It's gonna be pretty sweet. So stay tuned. And I'm going to share a link where you need to vote and watch my video and watch Chef Johnny's. And then you're going to go to the community tab of Smoking Joe's Barbecue to vote on that on March 24th. So I'm going to give you all the details on that. So let's get into the agenda and smoke a brisket. All right, let's light up the Kamado Joe, and here is our plan. We're gonna set the temperature and aim for 250. I'm using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. I'm using 2 square fire cubes to get this thing going. Inserting the Sloroller accessory, and if you're new to my channel in Kamado Joe, about over a year ago, they came out with this technology called the Sloroller, partnered with Harvard Business School to help produce even more of an even cook with convection heat, where that smoke and all that heat and airflow can just circulate over your meat and just even produce 20 times more smoke on your Kamado, and it's fantastic. And I see a huge difference every time I cook, and that's what we're gonna be using today. So we're gonna light this up using my J.J. George torch and get it going. All right, so I have the bottom vent fully open, the top vent fully open. We're gonna let those starter cubes light up the charcoal. We're gonna get this up to 250. We're using post oak wood chunks. It's gonna give an excellent flavor for brisket. And we're gonna let this heat up. And what I like to do is I like to place my hand on here for feel to know if it's hot enough. And just getting that ambient heat, not just directly from the fire, but actually warming up the ceramic. So once this gets going, I'm gonna take you inside and tell you the plan for our brisket. Well, now that we have that 250 to even 300, because I'm about to install the Sloroller and then that's gonna absorb heat, we'll be ready to put on the grates and then put on the brisket. But let me lift this up. You can see that fire coming through. What we're gonna do is install our cooking grate. All right, as the grill is continuing to dial in the temperature, again, 250 to 270 is fine with me. Right now it's coming back down as I inserted that Sloroller. I want to talk to you about the prime brisket and what we've done. This is from Happy to Meet You. They're a fantastic company based in Chicago. A link in the description. You can order not just a box of meat or food, but individual cuts of beef or chicken or whatnot that you're looking for. Check them out. But they have gifted me today for this competition this 15-pound prime brisket, and the marbling on this is incredible. I'll show you this as we're talking here, but incredible marbling. And what I like to do whenever I prepare a brisket, if I have the time, I don't always do this because again, I'm a backyard barbecuer. I don't do competitions. This is for fun, but I've been doing it for a while, is I like to dry brine and salt brine steaks and meat when I get a chance. And so what I've done is I typically would do salt brine, but as long as it has salt in it, it brings out the moisture, but then sucks it right back in to all the ingredients to maximize the flavor. And so what we did is we use this Fiesta brisket rub that has some salt and some other ingredients in it, and let that sit in the refrigerator overnight. And then just this morning, I added a little bit of hardcore carnivore black because it has just a sweet flavor. This has just a good kick to it, but is delicious. And this is what that ended up looking like. I'll do a close-up so you can see what that looks like. And so we did all the trimming last night as well. We took out maybe a couple pounds of fat and kind of cut into the decal, and then also just a little hard fat on the fat cap, but I left most of the fat cap on because that's just going to give it great juiciness and tenderness as we render this and cook it. So I cannot wait to bring you in and load this Kamado, and it looks like we're getting close to that clear blue smoke that I'm looking for. So we have a clean burn, a clean smoke, and a cook. So let's put it on. All right, so we've got our Inkbird thermometer in on the flat and the point to kind of see the difference as we're going. And our agenda is to cook this. In the first few hours, we are going to spritz it with water and apple cider vinegar. And we're gonna take this up to 180 before we do a butcher paper wrap. And we'll talk to you about that. But in between, I'll just kind of give you a little glimpse of what it looks like as we go. We're an hour and a half into this cook and we're checking out the bark formation and the coloring. And friends, I already can tell, like just by touching it and certain spots, that it is taking shape. We're gonna just do a little spritz of apple cider vinegar and water to keep this thing moist. And this is going to continue to help the smoke point adhere in the first few hours. Well, now it's time to pull off the brisket and wrap it. And since we're about to handle hot meat, I like to take these cotton gloves and then these black gloves to put over it so that we can handle the meat properly and while it's hot. So I'm going to bring you in and show you what it looks like. All right, since the bark is set the way I'm liking the color on this. Now some take this longer, and again, time and temp are just a guide, but for me, this has been going for four and a half hours. I'm liking the way this looks. And I want to show you something though. I want you to, like, I'm just kind of the jiggle. It's already jiggling. Like, this is going to be an outstanding brisket when we slice this. All right, one thing I want you to notice is that all this juice right here is not from the brisket. I have melted down some Wagyu beef tallow, just something I've done recently on a few briskets, and I like how it helps the retention of the brisket. So what we're gonna do is we've double wrapped with butcher paper here, and I like just fold it over. All right, friends, we are around 2:05. We're gonna check for probe tenderness. This has been going for 5.5 hours. Been cooking it around 250 for the majority of the time. Cranked it up when I wrapped it to around 270 to 300. And now we have raised the internal temperature. Let this burp. And we're gonna use a little skewer to test probe tenderness. And that's really what we were looking for more than anything on temp or time. And you can already see how this is sweating in that butcher paper, and I love that. So it's not gonna be perfect, but we'll kind of see here. Yeah, this side is probing like butter. This is the point. It is probing like butter, just like you would expect. Oh, okay. This is probing like butter too. I might go a little bit longer. I don't want to poke too deep. It's nice though. I'm gonna let it go a little longer on the flat side, and then when I feel like it's probing a little bit more tender than I prefer, we will wrap it in a towel, and then we're gonna let it rest for an hour or two, depending on my patience, and then we will unwrap that, We'll slice it, we're gonna present it, and do a taste test and do a final review. Finished up the brisket. I've made myself a little Oklahoma barbecue, little plate here with some macaroni cheese, a pickle, some leftover ribs I had a few days ago, made my own Texas toast as well, and just part of the point and flat of the brisket right here. And as I'm talking, I'm gonna show you how I slice this up. I sliced up the flat, and then I'm gonna turn that point into just shredded brisket for different things throughout the week. I mean, this thing is pull apart goodness right here. Look at that, just fell off the fork here. I'm serious, I've been eating on this before I film this next part, and this is by far my best brisket I've done. And I'm telling you, I can tell a difference between Prime and Choice. That might be just a no-brainer, but I just usually afford Choice locally. But man, what an amazing job that this brisket did. I just got to get another bite. Come on, a little fat. Right where it's at. Come on. So good. Got to get off camera here so I can feed my family, finish up all this brisket on my plate. And friends, if you like this video, go vote for this brisket for my channel to win this first round of this competition. It was super fun. And if not, man, follow Chef Johnny and my channel and all the other channels doing this competition. This is a lot of fun. And it's just fun to come alongside with you and learn together and make great barbecue. So like, subscribe, turn on notification buttons, comment what you thought of the cook below. And from my backyard to yours, less hate, more love, good barbecue. Till next time.